Hey all, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Vashti Sarah, and you're tuned in to another episode of All the Things, where we literally talk about all the things. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about something someone told me a couple weeks ago. They're a new mom. Won't expose them. You know who you are, and you gave me permission to be honest and open about this. But they said, I just forgot how to live, and I learned how to survive. I just forgot how to live, and I'm just learning how to survive. Every Life is America's pro-life diaper and wipes company. My family absolutely loves them. There's no harsh toxins. There's no chemicals. It's perfectly safe for your little one. We love Every Life, their mission, their vision, everything about them. Use my code VASHTI10 for 10% off your first order. That is VASHTI10 for 10% off your first order. For a new mom or anyone who's going through any type of transitional period, I think this statement can resonate really well. I remember feeling like that probably the first 2 months, because life is just so different. You are going through a lot mentally, emotionally, physically. Your body's changing. Your hormones are all over the place. And it's just like you just get hit by a truck. It's like, wow, life is just upside down, completely different. It's good. It's a good different. It's phenomenal being a mom. I love everything about it. And being a mom and wife at the same time, it's just so fun. However, you do go through a period, and this is not saying that, oh, your marriage is in doomsday and, you know, it's just awful that you're going through this. But like I was telling my friend, I think that's normal and it's fine. And the fact that you are able to admit that is good. You're in a good place. But don't get too comfortable in that place where you just survive and you never live again. What helps that, and then this might not be the case for a lot of people or many of you, is having a good spouse and support system backing you up and being in your corner. Something that Jared has done, and we're 6.5, almost 7 months into being parents, is that he's always been very kind and understanding through this journey. What does help too is that I'm putting in the work. I'm not simply making excuses for how I feel and just staying in that excuse. I do make changes. I work out, I run, I eat healthy. I change my patterns. I force myself to get into friend groups and just be out there, because it's so easy to get enclosed in the world that you're in as a new mom and bottled up, that you truly only survive. And I refused, like I said, in many episodes now, I feel like I just refuse to be a part of the statistic that struggles with postpartum. I didn't want to. And I didn't want to put my body and my mind through that. Sarah doesn't deserve that. My husband doesn't deserve that. And I know every female is unique. Your journey is unique. I'm not trying to put shame or anything on anyone. But for me specifically, walking through this, and I encourage you, if you haven't walked through motherhood before, it's a choice. You choose your hard. You 1,000,000% choose your hard. And you can walk out victoriously. Anyways, back to this statement that a friend of mine said, and she was honest and open with me about, was she forgot how to live and she's learned how to survive. It's normal. Like I said, it's very normal to feel that way because you have very long nights, very short days. But how I shifted from survival to living again is, like I said, having a really good support system, a spouse that is in your corner, but also, I mentioned this in my first episode back, is I took a sabbatical. And maybe for some of y'all that's not an option, but an option is a social media sabbatical. Just removing yourself from social media entirely. Social media, I think too often we forget and we fail to realize is a highlight of people's lives. And it's so easy to get into that rabbit hole where you see other people's lives and you think, wow, they have it together. They're doing great. I'm just spiraling. My life's falling apart. My body's different. Just everything's different. And we compare our lives and then we end up in a deeper hole and we just survive. Every single day, it's just survival. And removing yourself from social media, taking a step back entirely, I think greatly helps with your mental state and shifts from survival to live again. You live in the moment and you're a lot more present when you're off the phone. And this is not me, ban technology, social media is from the devil. I genuinely don't believe that. I do believe that we can corrupt and skew really good things. And when it becomes our idol and our God, it can shift, especially for new moms, from living to surviving. Something that I've done intentionally is whenever I'm nursing Sarah, whether you're nursing or bottle feeding your child, just apply it here. But I'm strictly nursing Sarah. Whenever I nurse her, I don't take my phone. I don't scroll on social media. I'm not on Facebook, Instagram. I'm solely focused on nursing my daughter. Why? She is 6.5, almost 7 months in to nursing, and she's almost done. I only have a couple more months of nursing. I mean, granted, she could go longer than I think she will. I'm going to go as long as she needs me to. Unless she's talking, then that's a whole, no, we're not going to nurse while she's talking. Anyways, that's just my preference. But I only have a short span of her life where she will be that connected to me. And I want to be intentional about that time. It's so sacred. And even now I tell Jared after nursing her, I'll scroll through pictures of her and I just think, wow, my little baby's not a baby anymore. She's not my 5 pounds, 6 ounces preemie newborn who's, trying to figure out this nursing thing with me. We're both in it together. She's a 6.5-month-old. She's pretty much got it down packed. Like she's sleeping through the night. She has her schedule. She knows when she's hungry. She pushes away when she's not. Like she has it pretty much figured out. So I don't take my phone with me. My phone's with me, but I'm not on my phone scrolling. I enjoy the moment, even if it's an hour long, 2 hours long. Don't get me wrong. Some nights it's just a little bit too long, but I enjoy the moment because I know this time will just fly by and escape real quickly. And for those of you who resonate with that statement, I've learned how to survive and I forgot how to live. Maybe stepping back and taking social media out of the picture. This is just a simple task, seemingly simple, because for some of you might realize, wow, my default every morning is just opening up Instagram before bed. I just scroll all night. You might realize, wow, how refreshing that is that you get to live in the moment again. Because it's easy when you're in the thick of it, especially the first couple months. When you're in the thick of it, you get so tempted to check out mentally that you forget to live and just be present with your child. That is so precious. They won't be this small forever. So maybe you can't relate with the motherhood thing. Maybe it's not a new child. Maybe it's you're at a new job. Maybe it's just life is just chaotic right now. And you just feel like you're surviving. And your escape is normally video games or scrolling on social media. My challenge to you is get rid of the device, even if it's just a month. Get rid of the device, shut it off, and live in the moment. You'd be surprised how refreshing it is to just take off the screens and live. Truly, truly live. So that's my advice for you guys. Live in the moment. Very simple, very short, very sweet. If you haven't noticed, that's kind of the theme. that I'm going with recently. Very short, very sweet. But live in the moment. And who knows? It might add in a couple years of your life. And who knows? Maybe you realize you don't even need social media anymore. Or it's not that much of a God in your life, because these things can become gods and idols in your life. And I just said, you know what? I want to be present. I want to enjoy motherhood, especially the first couple months. I want to enjoy my husband. And I had to relearn him all over too. And the only way that I could have been intentional in relearning him and knowing my child is if I just disconnected and said, peace out. I'm living life. God gave me one life to live, and I will live it the best as I possibly could. So new moms out there, or if you're in the thick of it, going through whatever it is you're going through, step back and reset. That's my challenge to you. 7 Weeks is America's pro-life coffee. It's premium coffee delivered right to your doorsteps. All roast available, and it's absolutely delicious. Start your morning off with 7 Weeks coffee. It's not just drinking coffee, it's drinking coffee with a purpose. Use my code VASHTI10 for 10% off your first order. That is VASHTI10 for 10% off your first order. Well, that's it for today's episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see y'all next time.